You've died in a long time. Time now for Say What? Les Miles was officially introduced as the new head coach for Kansas football Sunday, and I guess you could say he was at a loss for words at the opportunity. Say what?
The opportunity to get out and do community enhancement and be involved with, you know, be involved with the many things.
Listen.
Man, I'm glad he's back in our lives, man. He gonna eat some grass. He gonna win some games. Go for some bizarre fourth downs. Les Miles, good football coach, see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how he gonna recruit in Kansas.
Mark Mangino won there. Got Aqib Talib, got Chris Harris. Went to an Orange Bowl. Beat Virginia Tech. Like, Kansas football is one of the worst Power 5 programs in the country, but they got a real coach now.
Well, let me tell you what they didn't win. They didn't win the press conference.
No, they did not.
What were you going to say, Jenna? Could you relate right there?
Yeah, I was going to...
That's the way you are every day, speech.
I know. I was going to say, let's do some stories to start your morning. Also, I can relate. Absolutely, so I feel for him. Brought to you by the unexpected energy of ExxonMobil.
Should have brought up breadsticks, Jenna.
MVP, I already did it. That's once a year. MVP hopeful Todd Gurley had a quiet Monday night, finishing with just 55 yards on 12 carries, no scores. We learned he was dealing with an ankle injury. See, how important is Gurley with the display we saw Monday night to this team?
Oh, he's important. I mean, he's the table setter for a lot of things that they did. Now, you don't know those as a defense till after the game. But if you look at that play action, man, they thought he was healthy. Right. You know, so as long as he's in there in the NFL game, he can hurt you. And also, late in the fourth quarter, you can see they ran an outside zone. And he hit it like it was 95 going north. So I know he was gimpy earlier in the game, but Todd Gurley is still a special player, even a little gimpy. They can't function without him.
No, and your point is exactly correct, that they knew he was gimpy, but they still used him as a decoy as if he wasn't.
Yes.
And maybe late in that game when they needed the one first down and they ended up calling 3 pass plays, maybe a fully healthy Todd Gurley, they give him the ball on first down. See if he gets some 6 yards.
And they did that off of play action, though. So at least they utilized him that way.
All right, moving on, Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky is also playing through some pain, with head coach Matt Nagy optimistic Trubisky will be good to go against the Lions Thursday with a shoulder injury. See, how worrisome is it for the Bears if Trubisky isn't healthy?
Well, for one, you're talking about a shoulder, and you're talking about a young quarterback who's been inconsistent. Now, they run a very, very exciting offense. I'm excited to see them on the national stage. They're versus the Lions, but inconsistency is a part of what he does, and now with the shoulder, I believe this is the type of thing as a young player, even if he's not great, just the overall toughness of playing, he can win his teammates over. So even if they know you're not 100%, but know you're out there with them, you earn a lot of points and stuff with your teammates. So I expect him to be continuing this playoff contention, but I expect him to win over some folks. I expect him to play in this game.
And they, in this past week's game, used him as a running threat more than they had all year.
Oh, he's a good athlete.
He has the second most rushing yards of any quarterback in football this season. So him, I understand this in a lower body injury, but him being less than 100% nursing something is something to watch. They do have who I believe is the best backup quarterback in football in Chase Daniel if they need him to start a game at some point in the year, but they need him if they're going to make a playoff run.
Well, I see you put best backup quarterback.
Okay. He's the highest paid best. I think I like Chase Daniel.
Okay.
Eagles wideout Golden Tate has just 7 catches and just 67 yards in his 2 games since joining the team, with Philly's offensive coordinator saying it has been challenging trying to fit him in. See, why is that?
Well, because you've come up, you feel the pressure of the organization because the general manager has made the move. And of course, they come to you and typically ask you, hey, we can get Golden Tate. Would you guys like to have him? Yes, but once you get him there and trying to feature him with some of the other players you have, I still need to get Nelson Aguilar the ball. I still need to get Alshon the ball. I still need to be able to run the ball. So, yes, it is a challenge. But, hey, Mike Groh, that's why you're the offensive coordinator. It's a normal challenge. Every coordinator around the league has challenge. That's a good one, though, because Golden Tate You can throw the ball sideways and get it to him. You can run reverses, speed sweeps to him. It's not that difficult, Mike Grove.
It's also, though, not surprising that of all the players added during the season or at the deadline, the ones that have made the most instant impact have been defensive players. Demaryius Thomas had one big game, one really big first quarter with the Texans.
Yes.
You had Amari Cooper at the game where they tried to force him the ball and ended up working against him. Golden Tate hasn't really gotten off and running yet. A lot easier to fit in defensive players, particularly pass rushers, but even Eli Apple has been helpful for the Saints in the secondary. Yes. The offensive guys, a lot more work to get them fully involved in the offense.
All right, the Chiefs-Rams Monday night offensive explosion was the must-watch game of the season, unless you're a fan of defense, with Texans all-pro safety Tyrann Mathieu saying the game was tough to watch as a defender. See, what do you make of Honey Badger's comments?
No, I feel Honey Badger. Honey Badger's right. There's a lot of defenders, a lot like him, especially he's an elite defender, because they feel like in a game like that, they can make a difference to be able to slow an offense down. Now, he would love the chance to be able to, but also Honey Badger got Clowney, got J.J. Watt going to be chasing after, so those quarterbacks not going to have as much time. But, of course, as a defender, there's no way that you look at that Monday night game and you enjoy it, because you know every game you are operating at a deficit. You got the referees against you, got the rules against you. The way football has been changed now, that it's a huge advantage being an offensive player. The only thing that's saving you is late in the season in bad weather. That's when you're going to start to see these defenses come back and take advantages of these offenses. But in a good weather, in L.A. Coliseum, Dome, in New Orleans, man, you've got fair conditions. Yeah, they're going to light you up based on the rules that you have now.
Late in the season, bad weather and playoff officiating also could tilt things back towards the defense a bit.
Yes, they allow you to be more physical.
Correct. I mean, that's cross sports, really. In the NBA, we talk about it. In the NFL, we talk about it. The refs do not want to have a game littered with flags the way Monday night was in the postseason. So they're going to let you get away with a little more jockeying, a little more hand fighting. I understand what Tyrann's saying, but I actually think he would have had an awesome time playing in that football game because of the type of player he is. He's a safety who likes to blitz, get after the quarterback, and he's a ball-hawking safety. Like, I thought this game on Monday was awesome from a defensive perspective because there were so many enormous defensive plays. 7 turnovers in the game, 6 of them forced by a brilliant defensive play. You had 8 sacks in the game, another half dozen TFLs. Like, there were big plays. Now, I feel like all of the good defensive plays were either a sack, a TFL, or a pick, or a turnover, I should say. Everything else was the ball going up and down the field. But Tyrann Mathieu would have done well in this football game.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the adjustments, and the players will get adjustments when they start getting better information. This offseason, Sean McVay, Andy Reid, where did they spend a lot of their offseason? College football. That's the reason why they run offense, because they had quarterbacks like that, and they want to be able to put an offense that's friendly around them. So as you start to see the NFL, they will adjust. And I don't believe that Monday night was the norm. I still believe that the standard in NFL is New England. And I still believe that the weather will have an effect in the playoffs. So, yes, we have seen numbers like we've never seen before. But I believe there's going to be a correction, and it's called weather. So I'd like to see how this is going to play out going forward.
All right, let's move on to the NBA now. LeBron James making his return to Cleveland again. This time he'll be wearing a different outfit. It'll be purple. It'll be gold. Lakers facing the Cavs tonight, and as expected, there is drama to be had, but this time it has nothing to do with LeBron. J.R. Smith recently saying the Cavs are tanking, and he's decided as a result to stay away from the team as they look to trade him. Nick, does the Cavs' disastrous 2-13 season so far this year prove that they maybe took LeBron James for granted?
I think it further confirms what we've known about this organization in every year of its modern history that hasn't involved LeBron James, which is that it's not very well run. They don't win games. They don't make the playoffs. And they don't do a good job organizationally of having any consistency